Hello everyone, welcome to the next module where we are talking about disability, impairment and cyborg. So, here you see that the title of the course is Disability Studies in India. So, in this module I am going to talk about cyborg, impairment and disability. Let me first justify, let me introduce first so that you can understand what I am going to do in the entire module. So, first obviously, the context in which I am going to talk about disability is in India, but India is not an isolated country, even it is influenced through colonialism, through technologies, through many policies, British policies, and it is developing in multiple ways. So, we have to look at what is happening in the West, how West is influencing the East, or let us say in particular India. That is a one fundamental understanding that you should keep in the mind. Second is historical, social and cultural perspectives. So, when we are talking about historical, which means that how disability progressed, how the discourse on disability evolved, what are the important factors that challenge, motivated, influenced, shaped, reshaped. So, that is the whole idea about the course. So, where each module has linked with that course. Now, why module is on cyborg, right? Disability, impairment and cyborg. Let me talk first why disability as well as impairment is there in the this module. Disability, as you know, results from the impairments, right? Because of their impairment, if a person is not able to access the environment and he feels discriminated, that lead to condition of being disabled, right? Impairment is the materiality of the body, right? Materiality of the body. So, they both are different, and third, which is in the title, is called cyborg. I will explain what cyborg is line by line, word by word, and what people have to say on cyborg. So, we will do this, but for time being what we need to understand, what we need to keep in mind is that how disability and impairment is connected to cyborg, right? How they two are connected to cyborg. So, let us go little bit before the emergence of cyborg. We have technologies, right? The role of technology changing society, how society is challenging or shaping, I would call it, that is a more appropriate, how it is shaping life of people around, right. So, technology has a very important role in shaping our lives. Let us say for example, you are technologically advanced, right. So, you do not feel the crisis or what you were experiencing before, you do not experience it right now, right. Also, that technology has reshaped our entire economic, political conditions of the life, right. Now, what is the connection of this with cyborg, all right, like what is there, what it has to do with this cyborg. So, let us say for example, I mean before I get into this, let me ask you a question. Let us say for example, I am sure that you must be watching films, you must be aware of many films that you have watched it. If I ask you the transition that you notice in 1960s, or let us even if I go before the independence, then after the independence, then during the 1980s, 1990s, then 2000 and then 2020, right, and obviously the time in which we are engaging with the discourse on disabilities. Don't you see that there is a transition in the production of the film, the way action is being performed, the way films people are watching the roles, right, how dramatic cinematography, techniques, performances, everything has changed drastically. Now, if I have to ask you one thing, how it happened, what made this possible? What made this possible, right, if I have to ask you? People are the same, right, 1960s, 1940s, 1930s, even that time of, at that point of time people were watching, people were performing, they were acting. Also later on they are performing, they are acting, right, even today they are doing. The change that we notice is because of the intervention of technology, right. As technology progressed, everything changed. Now, what technology did? Technology did not only change our life, but it also the way we understand life, the way we think about life, the way we envision our life in a future, right. So, it is possible because of technology. In fact, this recording is possible because of technology, like 30 years before or 40 years before, it would have not been possible, right, at least for me, right, like for me, the place I come from and all that. So, technology has made this transmission possible, it has enabled us to reach to each other, to convey our ideas, to thought, so on and so forth, right. That is also can be noticed when we look at in relation to people with disabilities, right. For example, technology enables, and I am sorry using the word, it also problematizes the life of people with disabilities. Enable in the sense wheelchair is possible because of advancement of technologies, right. Capacity to hear, the hearing aid that we use, technology, right. Everywhere we are surrounded with technology that has made our life easy, let me put it this way, if I have to say that. Then my question would be, what is the problem then with technologies, right? If everything is good, then what is the problem? We will talk about this, I will make it a suspense in coming lectures, right? Why I am talking about cyborgs or technologies. We will talk about how cyborg is connected with technologies, right? So, it has made our life easy. Let us say for example, people are now comfortable in talking, and they can, as I was talking in the chapter of stigma, they can conceal their identity, they will not be judged. People will not judge that they are disabled, and on the basis of that they will be perceived, right. So, one dimensional man, there is a one important book, if you really want to know why, like I have kept the suspense. So, if you want to know the suspense, you should read the book One Dimensional Man. There author is talking about how technology is unleashed, there has been unleashed monster, which is going to eat entire world, right, and we cannot do anything, right. Think about it for a second. So, read One Dimensional Man introduction chapter at least, if you do not want to read the entire book, right. So, if you read that book, you will see what I am talking about, that how technology has also created another problem. So, at one side where it has eased our life, it has made the life easy, it has changed our perception of looking the body, right. It has changed the perception of looking the body, looking the world, but at the same time it has also created a lot of problems with which we are struggling in everyday lives, and we are not able to overcome, and obviously it is not possible anymore, right. We have to just navigate, we understand. Like sometimes I say, it is not you who speak, it is a technology that speaks for you, right. It is a technology that speaks for you, it is not you who are speaking, like it is not that you are taking the help of technology, technology is taking your help to reach to the other people. So, you are not using technology, technology is using you, right. You do not use technology, technology uses you, right, technology uses you. So, this is a reverse way to think. This is a challenging the way we think about the nexus of technology with the society, with the life, with the bodies, with the relationship or with anything, right. So, keeping this in mind, our entire module is going to be set here and there in connection to what I am talking about, what I am discussing in relation to people with disabilities. Because as you see that what is the module? Module is disability, impairment and cyborg. Cyborg is possible, the concept of cyborg is possible because technology is there, right. Had technology been, I mean again people would say that since the very beginning we have technology around, like one cannot say that we never had technology. Yes, we never had a technology, sorry, we always have had and will be having technology, but what I mean to say that there was a distance between technology and us, right. At that point of time I would say that technology were not using us, we were using technology, and now we are used by technology, we are not using technology. It's like technology has interfered in our private lives. Everywhere we are regulated, governed by technologies. So, when I am saying technology, I am not talking about machine. No, I am not talking about machine that eases our life. I am not talking about that, right. I am not talking that let us say using pen and paper to write something, or I am not talking about using the spears to kill animals. I am not talking about that. This is, they all are machines. They help in easing our life. Technology has a multiple meaning. It has different dimensions to rethink the way it challenges our way of defining lives or society or the world, whatever you say, all right. So, let us go to the slide number 1 and then talk about what it has to do, what is the cyborg is talking about, what is the concept of the cyborg, right. So, the concept of the cyborg, right, short for cybernetic organisms, right, cybernetic organism represent the fusion of biological and mechanical elements to create an entity that blends human and machine capabilities. This is a very important line which I will be keep referring to talk about that, right. So, cyborg is cybernetic organism, right. It is a cybernetic organism which represents the fusion of biological and mechanical elements, right. This is a fusion. What is the cyborg? Like cybernetic, like cybernetic, Borg, organism, right, ORG, organism, CYB, cybernetic, the cybernetic organism. It represents the fusion of biological and mechanical elements, right, biological as well as mechanical elements to create an entity that blends human and machine capabilities, right, human and machine capabilities. That is a cyborg. Let us say for example, if I say I have a cyborg body, right, which simply means that there are capabilities enhanced by the machine, right, blends of human and machine capabilities. For example, usage of prosthetic limbs, right, is an example of a cyborg, right. Usage of a prosthetic limbs is an example of a cyborg. Using the chips in our mind to enhance our thinking capacity, remembering capacity or memorization is an example of a cyborg, which means simple, it is a simple. I mean again you will see when I will proceed further, what is a body, what is a machine, right. That is what technology does. technology has blurred the boundaries between human and machine. Technology has blurred the boundaries between human and machine, and that's it where we have to think, right? What is a machine and what is a body, right? Machine can do everything what human can do, human are able to do what machine can do. So, how you say what is a body, what is a machine? Let us say for example, why do we use our legs? We use our legs to walk, right? What does prosthetic limbs do? Same. For example, you look at me, I am using specs. I have been using the specs since my childhood days, and trust me, I am comfortable with my spec in such a way as I am comfortable with my hands, legs and other parts of my body. If you take away my spec for a couple of minutes, I will feel as if I have lost something, right? As if I will feel that there is something missing from my body, right? So, I can play football, I can go to the ground, I can go anywhere, I can do with my spec, and as if it's a part of my body. It's a part of my body. It's like, or to put it, to explain to you, it's like one of my body, one limbs of my body, right? So, an entity, fusion of biological and mechanical elements. So, one biological, eyes are there, and then I have put on the spec over there. So, obviously, Cyborg goes much deeper into this, which I will be exploring in my coming lectures, right. So, what does technology and like what machine do? It enhances the capacity of a human. So, through the technology, the capacity of a humans are enhanced. That helps. That is called Cyborgian body, Cyborg body, right. This is a body of Cyborg, where cybernetics and organisms are, like when machine elements and biological elements are fused together, right. Let me go further and talk what else it has to say. Look at the slide, please. So, originating in the mid 20th century, right, originating in the mid 20th century, the term gained traction through science fiction and it has since evolved to become a critical part of discussion in philosophy, ethics and technologies, right. So, this term became very popular, right. So, this term, this cyborgs embody a unique interaction between human identity and advanced technology, raising question about what it means to be human. That's a very important, right. That's a very important, right. The very definition of a human is being redefined. The potential of human enhancement and the ethical dilemmas posed by such enhancement. That's ethical dilemma. That's another question. When we are dealing with a cyborg, there is another problem that we have is talking about ethics. All right. So, the term cyborg was first coined in 1960 by scientists Manfred Kleins and Nathan Klein. They envisioned cyborgs as augmented human being capable of surviving in extraterrestrial environment through integrated technological modifications. So, the purpose of machines bringing into the body or in human, so that they can survive at extraterrestrial environment, right. There is a technological modification will be done. Obviously, this all became possible through the science fiction. Let me talk first what science fiction do, right. What's this? I am sure that you must have watched many films. Let's say Matrix. If you watch a Matrix, Terminator, which I will be talking about, right, I would suggest you that watch these movies. You will see that you are not watching human, you are watching superhuman, right. They can kill many people. They can run faster than so-called human can do. Why I am saying so-called? I am saying so called because the very definition of human is changed with the advancement of technology, with the intervention of technology in the human bodies. The meaning of human is changed, right. So, that is what I am saying, that is what I am suggesting, that there is a advanced technology that also raised the question about what it means to be human. How do you call someone human? What is the idea for calling someone human? Let us say, for example, I have started thinking, working with the help of machines, right. As you know that there is a lot of transplantations, right. There are surgery, plastic surgeries, right. There are chips which can be placed into your bodies. So, because if you go back, people have a different opinion, people have different thinking about the human bodies. They have a different thinking about self, they have very thinking about how a body look like, right. So, the point what I am talking about, that raising question about what it means to human, how you are going to call someone human, right. And then because of the potential human enhancement, now because human has a limitations, right, but the machine will augment the capabilities of a human. So, the ethical dilemmas, there is next question comes about ethical dilemmas, right. Ethical dilemma simply means how you are going to redefine the notion of ethics, what is good, what is bad, what it is to be human, right. So, with the help of machines, you are doing something which is not possible for a human, but he or she is also human who is taking the help of machine or who has used technologies to enhance his or her capacity or capabilities. So, you see that it poses two challenges for us. The one challenge is redefining the very notion of humanity, human, the concept of human, and second one is posing a threat to the concept of ethics in humanities, right. So, we will all discuss this discourse as we proceed further, right, but now that is what I was talking about, right. So, how technology is now intervening in our lives and what making this possible, right. What was not possible, but it has become possible for a human. It is not possible for a human, it is possible through machine, right. That is what the point I was making when I was discussing this. All right, let us go to the next slide now. So, while their original concept was rooted in space exploration, I mean I am talking about these two people, right, Manfred Kleins and Nathan Klein, when they first coined the term in 1916s, which was talking about augmenting human beings capable of surviving in extraterrestrial environment, which means in the space through the technological modification in their bodies, they can breathe for a long period of time, they can walk without oxygen, something like that. So, while their original concept was rooted in space exploration, the idea rapidly expanded within popular culture, particularly through science fiction, right. That is what I was talking about, that how science has also intervened in fiction. So, work such as Philip K. Dick's Do Android Dream of Electric Sheep and films like this, what I was talking about, right. Please watch this film if possible, right. The Terminator and the Robocop transformed the cyborg into a powerful cultural symbol, right. This is what I will. So, raising philosophical questions about identity, autonomy and boundary between human and machine, that will keep coming up, what it is called human when machine is already inside, right. Right. The human is made by God, as you say, machine is made by man, if you say, but machine has augmented the capacity of a human. So, now does that mean that technology or man is powerful than the God? right? Think about it, how this happens, right? So there is a essay, I would suggest you, there is a book as well, but I would suggest you read this, a Cyborg manifesto. Do read this one, it's a very significant because when we are talking about Cyborg manifestos, when we are talking about the concept of cyborg, right? So in that essay by Donna Haraway, who redefined the cyborg in a political and social context, challenging the traditional boundaries of gender, race and class. Haraway's feminist manifesto argued that cyborg disrupt binaries, positioning it as a model for hybrid identities, resistance against oppressive structure, right? This fusion of human and machine may challenge oppressive structure. This reimagining of the cyborg, right? This rethinking about the cyborg has opened a pathway for viewing it not only as a technological marvel, but as a social and political symbol. All right. So the point what I am talking about, what Haraway did, right? What Haraway did is challenge, like obviously Haraway, obviously she is a philosopher and also a feminist, but she challenged this binary thinking, this binary opposition. Let's say for example, women were suppressed in the patriarchal society because they were presumed they're inferior, right? They are not physically capable of doing something. But with the help of technology, now they can do a number of things. What about that then? Think about it. So where do you position then women? Women with the help of technology can do much better than what men can do. So does that mean we need to subvert the binaries? Right? Think about it for a second. Let's look at the next slide, please. So while cyborg initially belonged to the realm of fiction, advances in technology that has made certain aspect of cyborgism in reality, medical devices like cochlear implants, pacemakers, I was talking about this, right? So I'll just read for you. Prosthetic limbs are practical example of human-machine integration. Read about this cochlear implants and pacemakers. It's inside your body. It's always with you, enhancing your capacity to live, restoring or enhancing physical capabilities. Robotic prosthetics are now often equipped with neural interfaces allowing individuals to control them through thought, effectively blurring the boundary between, that's always a point, organic body and machine. Beyond physical enhancement, the field of neurotechnologies aims to integrate computer directly with the human brain. So brain-computer interfaces like Elon Musk Neuralink are developing ways for individuals to control devices purely through neural impulses. While this technology is in its nascent stage, it hints at a future where the human mind could directly interact with and control machines, profoundly altering perception of intelligence, identity and consciousness. Right? So here you see that how with the help of machine, the entire idea of identity, biological body and also consciousness is going to be redefined. All right. So to conclude my lecture, I would like to say that we are talking about cyborg, like in this lecture as I redefined, I explained to you what cyborg is, so that you will see later on how cyborg is used by disability scholars to challenge the ableist assumptions. And we will also talk that how it also produces or strengthens ableist assumption at the same time. So we will look at these discourses in our upcoming lectures. All right. So thank you so much for your patience and listening to me. Thank you so much once again. Take care. Bye-bye.